The history of our story began long ago. At one point in time around 3 billion years ago we were floating around as little tiny atoms in the little petri dish of the world. Fast forward to around 6 million years ago and we see the emergence of the first hominids, the family of primates that include humans. 1.9 million years ago, Homo erectus was the first species to leave Africa and colonize other parts of the world. They had larger brains than their primate ancestors. Around 400,000 years ago, the first evidence of the Neanderthals. Their bodies were adapted to the cold environments of Europe and Western Asia. Their distinctive facial features were some of the most human-like ever seen. Then came us, the only surviving species of the homogeneous. But how did Homo sapiens rise into a global dominance? Through the mechanism of music, civilization. We begin our story in the fertile lands of Mesopotamia in 4000 BC, nestled between the great Tigris and Euphrates rivers in the Sumerian city of Erech. Instead of relying on hunting and gathering like our ancestors of the past, the citizens of Erech were able to develop a way to harvest cereal grains like wheat and barley. However, turning cereal grains into edible foods took a lot of work. In the beginning, they had to use an invention called a hand mill, which consisted of 2 stones. As the grains were crushed between the 2 stones, the flour was collected in a container and stored for future use. This was the start of something great. This complex, strenuous process was our modern world's first example of agriculture. We no longer depended on hunting animals or picking berries for our food. Rather than using human ingenuity, we can create our own food source. This allowed Erech to prosper into a place with over 50,000 residents. However, this change did have a change on the human body. The average height of men drastically shrunk from 5'9" to 5 feet 3 inches, and for women they shrunk on average from 5 feet 3 inches to 5'. Instead of being the super athletes we were of the past, we were smaller, less noticeable farmers. People also became landlocked, changing the very essence of what it means to be human. In the early 3000 BC, according to legend, King Gilgamesh began his rule as a Sumerian king of his region. One of the world's earliest poems, the Epic of Gilgamesh, describes the story of Gilgamesh and his quest for immortality. He meets a wise traveler named Utnapishtim who tells a story of a great flood sent to destroy the world. Towards the poem's end, Gilgamesh says, "Life which you look for you will never find, for when gods created man they let death be his share and life withheld in their own hands." However, by the end of 3000 BC, Akkadian ousted the Sumerians. Sargon the Great took power and conquered all of Sumeria, while in the Indus Valley in modern-day Pakistan, a new civilization was growing. The Indus Valley civilization, 3300 to 1300 BCE, was most notable for its highly advanced toilet system. The toilets were built with a seat and a chute that led to the underground drainage system. The sewage was then carried away from the homes through a network of covered drains, preventing disease spread. The waste was treated and disposed outside of city limits, helping to keep the cities clean and hygienic. While in Egypt they were more consumed with building pyramids than basic human plumbing. This was because in ancient Egyptian religion it was believed that when a pharaoh was to die in the physical world, his spirit would continue to live on in the afterlife, in which they would continue to rule in perpetuity and where they would be. In East Asia, China's Han Dynasty expanded the Silk Road, fostering trade and cultural exchange between the East and West. This era also witnessed the growth of the Persian Empire and its innovative infrastructure, such as the Royal Road and Qanat irrigation systems. The Middle Ages. Following the fall of the Western Roman Empire, Europe entered the Middle Ages, a time often characterized as a period of stagnation but also marked by significant achievements. Feudal societies took root, and the church played a central role in governance and education. During this period, Islamic civilization flourished. The Abbasid Caliphate became a hub of learning and innovation, producing groundbreaking work in mathematics, medicine, and astronomy. Meanwhile, Asia witnessed the rise of powerful empires such as the Tang and Song dynasties in China, known for their artistic achievements, and the expansion of trade networks. Africa also saw the growth of influential kingdoms like Mali and Great Zimbabwe, contributing to global trade and culture. The Renaissance and Age of Exploration. By the 14th century, Europe experienced a rebirth of learning and culture known as the Renaissance. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo redefined art, while thinkers like Galileo and Copernicus challenged long-held views of the universe. This intellectual awakening paved the way for the age of exploration, as explorers like Christopher Columbus and Vasco da Gama ventured into uncharted territories, connecting continents and cultures like never before. The Industrial Revolution. The 18th century brought another transformative period, the Industrial Revolution. Originating in Britain, this era was defined by the invention of machines and the harnessing of steam power. Industries like textiles, transportation, and manufacturing flourished, leading to urbanization and profound social changes. The revolution also sparked movements advocating for workers' rights and social reforms. The modern era. The 20th century witnessed unprecedented advancements in science, technology, and society. The two world wars reshaped global politics, while the subsequent Cold War divided the world ideologically. However, this period also saw the rise of decolonization, civil rights movements, and the United Nations, which aimed to foster peace and cooperation. Technological innovation reached new heights with the invention of the computer, the internet, and space exploration. Humanity landed on the moon, decoded the human genome, and began addressing global challenges like climate change. The digital and global age. Today, we live in a world interconnected by technology and shaped by rapid innovation. The digital revolution has transformed how we communicate, work, and live. Social media, artificial intelligence, and renewable energy are driving societal changes, offering both opportunities and challenges. Conclusion. The history of human civilization is a story of continuous evolution, marked by triumphs and trials. Each era has built upon the foundations of the past, contributing to the mosaic of human achievement. As we stand on the cusp of new horizons, it is our responsibility to learn from history, celebrate our shared humanity, and strive for a future that reflects the best of what we can achieve together. For centuries, the moon was an untouchable beacon in the night sky, a symbol of dreams, mystery, and unreachable ambition. But in 1969, humanity shattered that notion. With bravery and innovation, astronauts took a monumental leap, landing on the moon and leaving footprints on a celestial body for the first time in history. It was an achievement that transcended borders, proving the limitless potential of human ingenuity. Back on Earth, this spirit of progress transformed skylines and redefined civilization. The modern era ushered in architectural marvels, towering skyscrapers piercing the clouds, smart cities designed to harmonize technology with sustainability, and structures resilient against the forces of nature. From the moon's barren surface to Earth's bustling metropolises, humanity's journey is a testament to vision, perseverance, and an unyielding desire to reach for the stars, both literally and figuratively.